Hi guys, good morning. It's morning over here, and today I have with me the honor and the pleasure of inviting an award-winning managing director. He's the managing director of Transcorp Hotels Plc, and it's the best business hotel in Africa according to World Travel Awards. He has so many accolades to his name. He's won the 7-star awards for best CEO of the year, and he's going to be sharing with us some words of inspiration and motivation, telling us how he's come this far and where he plans to go in the future. He has so much insight in him, and he's such a humble and wonderful person. Without me doing much of the talking, I'm going to allow him speak. So please say hi to Mr. Valentine Ozigbo.
Hello, everyone.
Can you please give us a brief introduction of yourself?
First, I have to say, well done, Ndatse. I like what you're doing.
Using
this platform medium to propagate the right values, because this is what's lacking in society today.
Thank you so
Valentine
much.
Ozigbo is my name. I've been rightly introduced. To share a little bit of my background, my first degree was in accounting at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka.
Wow.
And there I graduated as the best student, both in the department and the faculty of business administration.
Wow.
And I went further to do my MBA at the same university, and then eventually also did my MSc in finance at the Lancaster University.
Okay.
Where I graduated with distinction as well.
Wow.
And over time I've also had to enroll in many professional qualifications. I'm today a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria.
Wow.
Fellow of Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria, fellow Institute of Credit Administration, and
wow.
a number of others. And as for my professional career, I started banking from my youth service days.
Oh wow!
And, for a total period of 17 years, I moved from retail to commercial to corporate to investment banking to international banking.
Wow!
And eventually became a general manager in charge of global products for different banks that I worked with. And eventually, in 2011, transited from banking to the hospitality industry. And I have been the CEO of this hotel for the past 6 years.
Wow. And he's done an amazing job, trust me, I can tell you.
Thank you.
So, I'd like to ask you one question, Mr. Val. What motivates you?
That's a very interesting question. When I think about motivation, I think about many things, so it's not just about the what, it's also the who. Okay. And so I like to approach this from 3 dimensions. Okay. One is God. Okay. Another is, I'll say, human beings. Okay. And then also experiences and what I can call things. Okay. On the spiritual side, I have that firm belief and faith in God and the grace of God abounding strongly in my life. So there's nothing I could have achieved on my own without that grace of God. So and I draw that inspiration as much as I can. And in fact, it's an area that I feel I need to even do more and get more inspired. In terms of who, I have learned from the masters, and I keep learning. Okay. I feel inspired when I meet people who have succeeded, not just in their career, not just in the way they've made money, but also how they've impacted lives. Okay. And so I like to be, emulate and get inspired by such individuals. Can you give us an example of those people? My boss is one of them, Tony Lumelu. What he's doing with TIP is amazing, and bringing 1,000 people every year from different parts of Africa. That's the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Program. Wow. And I always encourage every youth, please apply. It's not just about the money, it's also that mentorship. True. I've never seen such a well-planned mentorship program, and it's so well done that people all over the walks of life actually apply to be a mentor, and you get the toolkits, you follow through, and it's all automated, so you can be in the comfort of your office and spend a few hours encouraging other people, because we all learned, and so I like that word in the Bible, freely we receive, freely we shall give. Yes, so you like to give back. I like to give back. And then of course experiences of life and what I can call things also another motivating factor. One of the things that inspire me is the quest for excellence. I like to be the best in whatever that I do. So I draw that inspiration from inside, inside. And anytime you do anything, try to do deep introspection. You can actually bring out the best of you just by asking yourself, where are you? Where should you be, and how best to get there? So that's how I draw my inspiration.
Wow, that was so inspiring, Mr. Valentine. Thank you. I feel so honored to have you here, honestly. And one more thing is, I see you as a very humble person. I mean, I've had the privilege to work with you in the same environment, and I see the way you move, the way you do things. Despite all your achievements, your accolades, your success, you still come across to me as a very humble person. How are you able to strike this balance?
Another interesting question, but the real question is, why shouldn't a man be humble? The fact is, despite whatever you can call success, we're still a man created by God.
We're still human beings.
We're still human beings. And if you realize you're the same man who need to get to shower every morning before you can be playing, who can be bitten by a tiny mosquito and can have malaria, who can suffer whatever just because of the circumstance, you find that we have succeeded not just by our own effort, but also by the grace of God. And with all that, you can't be humble. So it should be abnormal not to have humility.
True. Because
quite frankly, we are all God's creation, and no man is created better I know.
Yes.
They say some are created more equal than the others. But the point I'm making here is humility, and for me it came naturally, maybe because I came from a humble background anyway. So my father was a teacher for many decades, and last year we celebrated my parents' 60 years of marriage.
Wow.
And he is actually 80 years this month.
Wow.
And so, given that humble background, I know where I've come from. I know the son of who I am.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter what little things I've achieved. And quite frankly, I don't even consider myself a success yet. So maybe that's another reason. Maybe I hope that when I become successful eventually, the humility will remain. But the point is, I have no reason not to be humble. That's the truth. It doesn't matter the fact that God has blessed me especially, and I have achieved a little thing in life, but that for me is normal. And so when I see people with big pride and ego, I pity them, because I feel that there's a sense of maybe lack of full understanding of life. If you understand what life is about, know that you're going to die someday.
Exactly.
And so you should be humbled by life. You should have seen people who have gotten up there and they're gone today.
True.
And you can just go by the next minute. So you really have to be humble and be completely what I can call emotionally intelligent. So it's not just about the humility part. So treating others the way you want to be treated, all of those stuff we've learned from the Bible. And in our catechism, I'm a Catholic, so we went through those catechetical moments. So when you have those realizations, you can't but be humble. So I need to actually be humbler than I am today.
Okay, that's very interesting. So I feel you mentioned that you were in the banking industry for 17 years. And then you moved to hospitality. For me, I feel it was a challenge to your comfort zone.
Not really. Okay, you're right. Moving from banking, actually for me, was moving from comfort zone to comfort zone.
Okay.
let me underscore that point about comfort zone.
Yes.
I actually had what I can call the best experience as a banker.
Wow.
When I started off as an export department staff at now a bank, now Merchant Bank PLC, in 1994. Within few months, I started to excel because my bosses would always say so.
Okay.
And after a year, I moved to Diamond Bank. Within 6 months in Diamond Bank, I was the best staff of the branch where I was. And that branch, Warri branch, was the best branch of Diamond Bank at some point. So I became a star in Diamond Bank, and this is how my life continued.
Okay.
I moved from different roles, and the best roles they can consider. From operations, a little bit of stint in operation, moved to marketing, became a branch manager at a very young age. And when I went for further studies in the UK and came back, I continued at a senior manager role. I moved from what I can call local banking to international banking.
Okay.
I started to be the head of liaison for UBA that was supervising the UBA New York branch from Lagos. And then I was the pioneer staff of global banking for UBA. We started off the expansion of UBA in multiple countries of Africa.
Wow.
And I also made an effort to try and expand in places like Dubai, like China. And those were my responsibilities. So imagine a banker that would go to meet with regulators across the globe, from the US Federal Reserve to UK FSA, to go back in some Central Africa, to Dubai Financial Services Authority. Meet with them, discuss your plan, put together a feasibility study, engage professionals where you need to do so, and get onto the streets, find the locations where you want to have your headquarters, appoint the CEO for the branch, integrate the operation, and then we'll move from one country to another. So it was extremely exciting. From there, I moved to transaction banking. That for me is the best part of, because that's where you bring your creativity and imagination to bear. Because you sit with a customer, you sit down to understand their needs, and you put together a solution that meets exactly those needs. And I became a teacher. I started training bankers. At least over 1,500 bankers went through tutelage under me in the global transaction space. So I had the best experience, and so yes, it was my comfort zone. But one of the things I've learned in life is businesses follow the same principles. Especially if those businesses are in the same service industry. Banking, hospitality, they're all both service industry. So there's something that ties the two together. And at a senior level, they follow the same principle. You need to maximize revenue by expanding the base, by cutting down costs and getting the process efficient. All of those principles abound in any type of business that you want to talk about. So if you bring that to hospitality, you find that you're actually in your comfort zone as well. But in addition, hospitality brings even more, because here you have the opportunity to actually impact lives. It's something that I love about hospitality, and that's something that I like everybody to really consider very important. We are meant to not just love God, but love our neighbors. Those are the two most important commandments of God. And in hospitality it comes to bear, because your job is to make others smile, make others happy. You want to meet somebody and hope that he leaves you with a very positive impression. And so you have to have that nature to like human beings. You have to be somebody who appreciates values, and every single meeting that you have with anybody should be a moment to surprise for good. That's what hospitality does for you. In banking, if somebody can queue up for hours to get their own money, and they're happy that at least they eventually got their money. But not the same here.
In hospitality,
here demands more. And so I'm glad that I got my preparations in banking. And actually, if you ask me, everybody should go through banking before coming to hospitality.
Interesting. So, did you face any challenges when you were along the line, building your career, transitioning between industries, was there anything that stood out as a challenge to you, and how did you overcome it? Or do you face any challenges now, and how do you overcome them?
Challenges are part of life. We can never go through life experiences without challenges.
True.
What we always pray for is the ability to manage whatever challenge that comes our way. I mean, let me go back to my university days, and then people, they knew that I was the best student in the class, and they wanted to prop me to a political office in the school.
Okay.
They insisted I must contest for financial secretary for a department. Unfortunately, it's not something they would handpick you and say, you are the one, you have to contest. And so it was time for me to deliver my manifesto, and I was stage struck. As in, I couldn't open my mouth with trembling, stage fright, and
yes.
So I know I prepared a speech, something I crammed everything I was going to say. I got there, I couldn't remember any single thing. Wow. And eventually, I thought I got myself thoroughly embarrassed, and when I descended down the podium, but finally I won the election, and I was like, so if I could perform so badly like this, and I still win, imagine what would happen to me if I
perform well.
So I got challenged. I started reading about how to speak in public, and over time, when I make presentations now, I get standing ovation. I said, was it the same man that couldn't contest for, deliver a simple manifesto?
Yes.
So you find that no matter what the challenge is, once there's that determination, you can always overcome. So over time, even as we go through, there's always the challenge of managing people. We have over 1,400 people, both here and in Calabar, and we are building new businesses. We're trying to raise money. We're trying to manage security of the hotel. We're trying to bring new customers. These are all challenges, but we are succeeding because there's that determination. The focus is there, and we know where we're headed to. So I am glad that God has not given me that challenge without giving me the wherewithal to overcome the challenge.
So my next question for you is, I see you as an inspiration to a lot of people and also a mentor to so many people. What tips or what do we need to put in practice towards building a successful career?
Success, I like comprehensive success, not just success in the school, not just success at work, and not just success at home, but success all through, including possibility of having that eternal kingdom. And that's when you can actually say you are successful. And but in all of this, there's something that I know there's always common across, which is understand where you are. You have to honestly find ways to understand where you are. Understand where you need to be. Imagine that, project that. If possible, write it down. And start to ask yourself, how do I transit from point A to point B? Once you master this, and in between all of this, you will find many tips. So you can begin to concentrate in these three areas. Where you are, where you want to be, and how to get there. Now, let's talk about where you are. That's where you need to have what I can call deep emotional intelligence. You have to understand that you are nothing, first of all. That position of nothingness empties you to greater learning. And again, you also need to understand what your key strengths are. Let's also understand what your key weaknesses. A lot of people also lie to themselves. That authenticity to say this is who I am helps you in planning, because if you begin to talk about where you want to be, which is not going to come from your strong points, you miss the point. So that deep understanding of who you are is very important. And there are many. You can go into Google, search how to master yourself. And by the way, I can't overemphasize the importance of emotional intelligence. It's the single most important factor in any success story today. Okay. It's not about your technical know-how. It's really about understanding that in the life that we live, we are always confronted with people. True. And understanding that people are nothing but a bundle of emotion.
True.
So with that, you have to be able to know how to relate, how to negotiate, how to communicate, how to engage, how to make sure that that person you're talking to, that you're engaging with, would like to be treated the way you would like to be treated. Okay. And you're able to use the right language. Of course, when it's time for you to be firm, to say no, to frown your face, to be you can also express, but in a very measured, methodical manner, not an extreme fashion that shows that you don't know who you are. That's why I started talking about you have to also understand you're nothing, because a lot of times, you know, there's a way we talk to people that actually either derogatory, but also place us like we are God. We're not God.
Yes.
So when you're saying somebody, do you know, you're shouting, you are playing God here. And God unfortunately does not even shout at us this way. True. So why would you raise your voice so high at a fellow no matter what this guy has done? And also realizing that really it's not really people that are bad, it's what they do that are bad. And so there's also that deep understanding and realizing that, do you know that if we all actually come from similar circumstances, we are likely going to behave the same.
True.
So people say, okay, well, there are people from the same parent and the same background. No. When I say similar, I mean similar in every respect. Okay. Everywhere I've gone to, you've been to, every school I've attended, every single thing, you find that the fact that we are in a position today could just be a simple privilege. Okay. That man that is a success, that has gotten out of ghetto and become so successful, maybe his luck came, grace of God came, and his opportunity came when he's prepared. And the fact that the other person hasn't succeeded doesn't make him any lesser human being. So when you have all of this understanding, you are humbled and you're able to relate better. So that part is a whole major area we need to start. That's the starting point. It's always about starting inwards, introspection, because like they say, charity begins at home.
Yes.
Now we'll move to where we are headed to. It's always good to envision, to plan. It's always good to imagine. It's always good to move beyond the realm of comfort. Where do I want to be? Where do I want my business to be? Where do I want my marriage to be? Where do I want every single thing that you want to do in life? Where do you want that to be? So if that is the point B, the most important question therefore is, how do you get there? And in doing so, there are several tips. The need for focus, the need for determination. And one of the most important things I've learned is the Kaizen principles. Kaizen principles, they don't just apply to the corporate environment. They don't just apply to communities. They apply to individuals. So it's actually asking yourself, how do I cut the waste in my life? Think about a single day. How do you spend your day? Do you spend your day improving or wasting? A lot of us actually don't even have an idea how we spend our days. You don't know you can actually take a pen and record 24 hours or the last 12 hours. How have I spent these 12 hours? You spend some sleeping, showering, eating, walking.
Discussing.
None of these issues may have added any tangible value. The time you spend acquiring knowledge, impacting life, those are the productive ones as far as those are the ones. And so by the time you begin to check, only 2 hours out of 12 today, let me increase that to 2.5, 3 hours, something as little without you doing. And how do you do so? Is actually that realization that there's nothing that you're doing well today you can't improve tomorrow. And how do I improve? That culture of continuous improvement can apply to every single individual. So think about you as a student. How can I study better to improve on? Because once there's that determination, once you know where you're headed to, you've set the target for yourself, and you begin to fashion your steps, order your steps, and do those, and cut those waste, cut those, what I can call bad influences in your life. You will definitely improve. You may not be the best, like you want to be the best, but you would have, number one, is that satisfaction that I've tried, I've applied myself. There's actually, so it's not, destination is not the only way to measure success. It's also the ability to, love the journey. The journey is also very important. That is the how.
True.
That is the middle part of what I'm talking about, which is where a culture of continuous improvement. There's nothing you are doing today, you can't find better ways of doing it tomorrow. This is why Samsung will produce S8.
Yes.
And right now they're already in the laboratory to produce S9.
True.
Because they want to improve on S8.
True.
The day they stop improving, they start going down.
True.
The same way with other offers. So if you don't acquire new knowledge, if you don't understand what the nutrients are, if you don't understand what your macro environment, not the policy of government, and that's where you begin to use your time well. When you do all this, I can guarantee you success is knocking at the door.
Wow, thank you. I was learning so much. I'm sure they're learning as well. Okay, so how are you able to balance a successful family life with a successful career?
I can say not by accident. There is no success you achieve without targeting properly and working assiduously to get to that target. So right from day one, I've always known that and believed as is best when you aspire to be the best in whatever you do. So that is a single, learning point that I've never allowed to depart from me. And so being the best is not just about in my school days, not just about my professional life, it's also about my family life. So one of my targets is to always be the best husband I can be to my wife, best father I can be to my kids. So, and of course I can also say the best neighbor I can be to people around me. So those are things sometimes I go back and ask myself, how well am I doing and what do I need to do to get there? So with those efforts, you're already, once you've identified what issues are, you're already halfway there. So what I do, essentially, right from my banking days, I've been an extremely mobile person. I shared with you how we used to move from one country to another. There are years that in a single year I would go to 15 countries. So with that, you know that something else must be given, which is family. The time you want to spend, you don't have all those times. So this is what I do. What I do is that when I then find myself at home with my family, I try as much as possible to make up for the time I haven't been around. So I spend more time trying to understand what issues are, try to do the homework for kids or guide them out to do their homework, take them to movies, take them to church, and also follow through every single day, try to reach out. And in some cases, do a few things you can do virtually. And so if you need to see, not just how have you done your homework, no, can you scan your homework and send to me and go through it, no, you met that. So when you do all that, you become relevant in their lives. So you're not a visitor, you're not an outsider. And so it is very important because I don't believe I can consider myself a success if I don't succeed at home. So it has to be all around for you. It has to be.
Interesting. So I have one question. Do you believe it's possible to be a successful entrepreneur and also a successful career person that's working for someone and running your own thing? Do you believe it's possible to achieve like top success in both fields?
Yes, it is possible, but you have to be able to act wisely.
Okay.
When you are working for someone, it is important you give your all.
Yes.
I believe strongly, and I've said this many times, I'm going to repeat it again. Try and always be the best in whatever you do.
Wow.
When you are in a department, when you are on a particular role, when you are in a particular leadership position, are you the best you can be? Have you applied yourself the more? Is there some gap or room for improvement? Are you working towards covering those gaps? So that is sacrosanct. You have to be that. Because you know the truth, if you're not that, you can't even be that in your own business.
True.
So you can't give what you don't have. You have to have it. So I am driven by that quest for excellence, and thankfully, even in my environment, in our company, one of our key motivating, inspiring, what we call key purpose is excellence. So quest for excellence is sacrosanct, and what that means is that you are not in any way distracted from doing your job. That does not mean that you can't invest in business. You can't, or even be part of another business where you don't have to take a very active role in, and or where you can spend some of your weekend time, or, trying to add some value to those. But it's also important to understand that in every business, you have to bear the rules of engagement. If your company, which most companies do, insist on no conflict of interest, you must also ensure that you're not engaging in business that will conflict with your existing, not just existing business, but also your time. So, so this is how to do it. Identify what business you want to do, and in most cases, your company may require you to disclose, full disclosure. And I want to. There's a new initiative that I'm starting off with some friends, which is about freestyle football. And it's going to be very public very soon. And before I did that, you know what I did? I wrote to my board, I want to go into this. I don't see any conflict. I will not take a very active role in this. My time will not be lost in what I do. And I got my approval. So I'm not going to be doing it hiding because it's now known. So that is how to get it done, because over time we may all end up working for ourselves at some point. So you need to prepare for when you transit. So and there's also a way that some of what you do on the side can actually complement what you're doing currently. So it's all in the balancing, it's all in the wisdom, and it's all in the professionalism. It's always important to have that clarity and full disclosure.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Valentine. So, do you have any closing words for us, any words of wisdom to the youth out there on how we can better ourselves? I mean, I feel like you said so much already that if we didn't learn from this, then the problem is with us. Do you have one specific thing you'd like to close with?
Yes, let me just try and summarize a lot of things I've said, which is, please know where you are, understand the circumstances surrounding you, understand what your strengths are, understand what your weaknesses are, try to leverage your strengths and try to find ways to manage those weaknesses, and then plan for a better future and do the right things to get there. And one of those right things you need to do is to imbibe fully the culture of continuous improvement. Always challenge the status quo in your life, and know that no matter whatever you are doing, there is a room for improvement. There are ways you can improve, so that you can't keep doing the same thing every year and expecting a change. You can't. And I say this because I feel that this is actually the problem we have as Black people. Some of our cultures are such that emphasize that this is how my our ancestors did
it.
This is how we keep doing it.
Exactly.
And it's so disturbing to me. Because if we challenge the status quo, that doesn't mean you should not respect the elders and their wisdom and what they've said in the past. They always ask, does this make sense?
Is this still
Are you not aware that our ancestors used to kill twins?
True.
Can you imagine how absurd it is today?
Yes.
Because somebody challenged the status quo. So
True.
that culture of continuous improvement is always asking, can we not do tomorrow better what we have done today?
Wow.
So find ways to imbibe this in everything you do. Even if that's the only thing you can pick from my mouth, go study that. Kaizen is already a principle, well as a theory. There's a word of literature around it. Find out how to cause those three major issues. Muda, Mura, and Muri. All of those waste and overburdenedness, and finding a way to standardize. These are the key principles that can move you from point A to point B.
Wow. Thank you so much, Mr. Valentine. I feel like I've learned so much. I feel like I'm leaving this interview with so much to reflect on and to put in my own personal life. Continuous improvements, excellence in everything I'm doing, and how to get to where I want to be.
Exactly.
Wow. Thank you so much for coming, Mr. Valentine. It's really an honor to have you on my channel. So that's it for this video, guys. If you like this video, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. Subscribe by clicking on the red button below so you can always get notified anytime and every time I post. Until my next video, I'm NdatseNdomo on Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, and of course, YouTube. Love you guys and see you in my next video. Bye.
Well done. A high five for you too.
Yay. Thank you.
All right.